Okay, so we're continuing on with balancing equations on the practice sheet. Okay, so you'll notice in this particular question, very similar to the first one, we have calcium and oxygen, and they yield calcium and oxygen together on this side. Okay, and so we count how many of each element are present. Right, that's the first thing we need to identify. So we write down, if we are doing this from scratch, we'd write these guys down. And we would put down, okay, so how many calciums are there? Remember, what do we assume if there's nothing there? Go ahead and pause and write in your answer. That's right, it's 1. Okay, now for oxygen, how many do we have for oxygen? Go ahead and pause. 2, that's right. Okay, now over here, how many calciums and how many oxygens? So if you can write those both in for this. So pause. That's right, 1 for calcium and 1 for oxygen. And so we have calcium is balanced and oxygen is not. And so remember, the only thing we can change is the coefficient. And so here's our coefficient. And so our calcium is balanced and oxygen is not. If we wanted to make this oxygen the same as this oxygen, and remember that we're multiplying the coefficient by the subscript, what number do we need to put here? Well, just like our previous question, we're going to put a 2. If we put a 2, 2 times 1, okay, that's the 1 here, is again 2. 2 times 1, the 1 here, is 2. And so now you see that we have balanced oxygens. Okay, now unfortunately we don't have a balanced calcium anymore. That's okay. Because if we look across over here, we've left our elements for last, which is what we want to do. When we want to leave elements for last. They're a lot easier to deal with than a compound is. Now, if I were to make this calcium the same as this one, what number would I put here? Well, that's right, it's a 2. Okay, when I do that, 2 times 1 here, okay, which is this one, ends up being a 2. When I do that, I end up with, there we go. I end up with a balanced equation, right? We have 2 calciums on this side and 2 calciums on this side. 2 oxygens on this side and 2 oxygens on this side. Mass is neither lost nor destroyed, okay? And we have a balanced equation. Hopefully that's helpful. See another one for more help.